Hi there, I'm Professor Alex, and I'm here to talk to you today about the latest on student loan forgiveness. This is the gift that keeps on giving. This new one, though, this one's unique. I got to give you that. First, I have posted before, and you can see it in other blog videos and as well as my website, Bankruptcy.blog. There were 18 states that were opposing student loan forgiveness. These are Republican led states. Now, I put here Missouri, and I just put makes sense because it does. See, Missouri is where Mohila is located, one of the student loan servicers. So to say that the student loan forgiveness would affect them, yeah, they could be losing money. If you're losing money, you have to cut staff. And so we call that in the law standing, literally standing. You have standing, you have skin in the game, you can go ahead and file a lawsuit because it affects you directly, right? There was 18 other states. I know Florida and Georgia were among them. But now a new lawsuit has been filed in the Southern District of Georgia. Now this one's a doozy. But first, you can see who's joined there, right? We have Arkansas, Iowa, Kansas, Nebraska, South Carolina. Again, these are Republican-led states. Alaska. What happened with Alaska? Did they read my blog and find out the hypocrisy involved? Probably not. But Alaska, you gotta love them. They're not gonna discharge student loans, but we are gonna give you free money for living here, for doing absolutely nothing, just for living here. And if you have kids, they're gonna get money too, even though they didn't do anything. But we're not gonna discharge student loans. Yeah, makes a lot of sense, right? A little hypocritical, to say the least. So far, Alaska has not joined. Maybe they haven't gotten a memo. I wouldn't be surprised if they did. But here's the issue with this latest one. And this is Tom Cruise and Minority Report. If you remember that movie, for those of you my age, if not, it's probably on Netflix. Minority Report was he was basically a cop and was able to find out right before a crime was going to be committed, he would go and arrest that person. So, he would do all the action stuff, jumping through windows stuff, and then get you right before the crime was committed. Pretty amazing, futuristic, etc. But that's where we are with this lawsuit. The crime has not been committed yet. What am I talking about? This term right here. Go to law school, you're going to hear the term ripe. Now, for those of you not going to law school, you're going to learn it anyway. Ripe. What is ripe? A banana, right? An apple, any fruit that you want, you're going to eat it when it's ripe. When it's not ripe, that means it's simply not ready. When it is ripe, follow along, it is ready to eat. We use that term in the law saying the lawsuit's not ready. It's not ripe. And the example that I gave in my blog is you can't file for divorce if you haven't gotten married yet. Get married and file for divorce the next day because it's not simply ripe. Well, these Republican-led states, what they did now was the new terms and conditions and new programs that the Department of Education is going to roll out will come out next month. They got, of course, you have access to all that government information. These states that filed the lawsuit, they were able through their FOIA request, Freedom of Information Act request, get the emails, etc., and then say, "Oh, look, they're going to do this." We don't know yet what they're going to do because they haven't done it. This is where Tom Cruise, is now running across the screen and doing his thing. And sorry, I don't have the rights to that, so I can't do it. But you can imagine. But that's why the legal community, if you just read, regular, news sites or whatever, they may not get into that issue. But I can tell you as a lawyer, the first thing I thought of is you're saying that they're going to do something, but we don't even know what that something is yet. Don't we have to wait till they roll out the program and then say, oh, look at that. They're still violating prior rulings. Let's just go to court, get a stay, basically like a restraining order, and prevent this from moving forward. They could, by the way, it's not like they don't, they figure this out the day before. They've been drafting those motions and petitions months in advance, and then they tweak it when it comes out. It's no different with the elections, all these lawsuits. The lawsuits are prepared in advance. They get tweaked, and then they get filed. That's why you have to ask yourself, how could you just file a lawsuit? This was decided 5 minutes ago. That's the way they do it. But they already filed this lawsuit saying this is going to be an issue. And even crazier, the court has already ruled on this. So this is why legal scholars are freaking out because it just doesn't make sense that we're now issuing rulings on things that have yet to happen. That's becoming a first, but lately what we've been seeing with the courts, especially the Supreme Court, we're going to see a lot of first. So where are we right now at student loans? I don't know. Can't give you an answer to that because of this lawsuit. We still don't know what's going to be rolled out. Eventually, I'm sure the administration next couple of weeks will say, well, this is what we were going to do, but they stopped us again. But that's where we are right now. So you should receive, by the way, August 30th was a deadline. I thought it was a brilliant move. It was actually a political move, just like all these lawsuits are political. I've made the argument over and over again. Why does my state care? And let's say I don't live in Missouri. Pick any other state. Why would the state care or the governor if the federal government decides to waive my balance of student loans? What if we have an SBA loan and the government says, we'll waive it? Should the states care? No, they shouldn't care because it's not their money. It's actually the federal government's money. And so the reality is when that happens, they're not injured in any way. As a matter of fact, if the government's waiving these balances and discharging them or any other term you want to use, doesn't that free up money for me to live in the state, maybe buy a new car or a new home? Of course it does. So I've heard all the arguments, they're all out there, all the people saying all the different arguments, and all the arguments are really based on political talking points and they're based on emotions. They're not based on economics and finance, and that's the reality. So we got to sit back and wait, but this is where I tell you, remember to vote. All right? Take care, everyone, and I'll see you at the next video.